why do you champion social emotional learning?
Because I understand how critical it is and how connected it is to just the overall development of a young person. Their ability to be able to manage their emotions, to be able to utilize strong relationship skills, to be able to utilize their communication skills. All those things are going to benefit them in the classroom. So,
What does what does social emotional learning look like in your support role as an SEL specialist?
well, it comes across in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it comes across in a reactive way. So it could be a situation where there was a disagreement between two students, and I've been called upon to help kind of mediate that situation. So it allows me to talk to them about self-management, allows me to talk to them about how to build better relationships and establish stronger communication. But sometimes it's proactive. So when looking at certain trends that teachers may identify in the classroom, I have the opportunity to look at that data and look at that information and say, okay, we need to focus in on more self-management for these groups of students, more social awareness for these groups of students. So it allows me to identify and give more targeted SEL instruction depending on the situation.
How does the Aperture DESA screener help you support students?
I think it's critical because it gives us a good initial snapshot of like where we think these kids are. And as that baseline is established, we're then able to take that information and do more observation. Because what I've done is I've kind of used the Aperture DESA, whether it's the full DESA or the mini DESA, as an opportunity to spend more time in the classroom doing observation. So you're able to capture some information utilizing the DESA, and then once you couple that with additional observation, you can then take that combined and drill in and have some very specific targeted focused SEL instruction, like I said, for the kids who need it the most.
Can you provide an example of how you supported a student's social emotional skill development at various points in the academic year?
Absolutely. Where do I pick? We had a student just a couple of weeks ago. This student would constantly, and I mean constantly, every single time he got a problem wrong, he didn't understand that he had the potential to get the problem corrected. And so he would get so stuck in having that problem wrong, it would literally bring this kid to tears every single time he did that assignment. And so first I noticed it by doing observation in the classroom, and then spending more time having conversations with the teacher. She started to explain to me that this literally is how he is. So I said, okay, we need to figure out how do we support this student. So I included him as a part of my weekly SEL groups, and the first 3 sessions that we did just focus on the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and helping them understand that just because you get the problem wrong today doesn't mean you're going to get it wrong tomorrow. There's always an opportunity to improve, learn, grow, and establish new knowledge. And at this point, he hasn't cried since. Now, he still will have his moments where he'll get himself choked up, but now he actually has the skill sets and the redirection tools to be able to remind himself, okay, let me take a deep breath, let me relax, let me remember that just because I got it wrong today, I can potentially get it right the next day. So he's starting to understand that, what he's experiencing in the moment it doesn't have to remain that way. So it's a good opportunity.
How does your role support teachers inside of the building?
Again, in the same way, I spend a lot of time in the classroom with the teachers, whether I'm coming in and doing observation or whether I'm actually leading an SEL, competency activity. So I have the opportunity to spend time in the classroom with the teachers and providing support to them if they need assistance, whether it's doing a morning circle, whether it's doing a restorative circle if something happened during recess, which is pretty much every day, or whether it is actually coming in and, like I said, doing a targeted SEL activity that's about something that's happening in the classroom. So perfect example, pretty soon we're going to be doing an activity around personal space and about helping students understand what social awareness are and self-awareness is, because we've been having a lot of issues in these classrooms with kids not keeping their hands to themselves. So it's an opportunity to talk to the teachers and say, okay, how do we best support these students? Boom, so we're going to do this activity around personal space so that now the kids will start to understand this is what it means when we talk about personal space, and how do I manage my personal space in concert with my classmates.